So we kind of talked a little bit about Disney in this segment. So let's go a little bit further and throw Facebook into the mix because we're going to be talking about a little bit about how the future of entertainment is going to be looked at with the metaverse. I know that this is getting into like some stuff where people go cross-eyed, but I'm gonna venture down this road anyway. So basically, for those of you who didn't hear, Facebook stock took a dump very recently. And it's because Facebook's profits have been tanking due to the fact that it's run by idiots, but mostly because, sorry, I have issues with their advertising platform, but mostly because they've been spending way too much money and not generating enough revenue. And part of this has to do with their rebrand into Meta. And there's this thing that they're pushing called the Metaverse, which is basically virtual reality in a sense, and it has to do with like crypto and a bunch of other things. It's a virtual universe that you can build stuff in essentially. And this is kind of like Web 4.0, 5.0. I don't even know what you would call it at this stage, but they've kind of gone all in on this idea of the metaverse. And it's still early enough in its development where it's not really generating any revenue. So, like, they put a lot of resources into this thing that isn't generating stuff yet. But a lot of crypto stuff, like crypto gaming, is taking full advantage of the metaverse and doing really well. But one of the very interesting things that I want to talk about in terms of the metaverse and Facebook stock taking a dump is how Disney is planning to utilize the metaverse in the future. Now, part of Disney's big kind of corporate structure has a lot to do with their theme parks. And one of the reasons Disney lost money this last year is simply because the theme park business got hit really hard with the COVID restrictions, right? So they invested a lot of money in like new attractions like the Star Wars stuff at their theme parks. And one of the things that Bob Chapek, as the new CEO of Disney, wants to do is he wants to start utilizing metaverse stuff with the theme parks. And the first stage of this is going to be tracking you via your phone as you go throughout the park and having metaverse like spots within the park that can show up in like enhanced reality, like if you're wearing glasses or if you have your phone camera out and you point it at something. It's a lot like the Pokemon Go type thing where like if you look at it through your phone, there's like a metaverse thing there that you can interact with, and you're being tracked through your phone out throughout the park, and they can give you different experiences. But in addition to that, I think that they're also leaning towards making metaverse theme parks where you can put on your Oculus at home and be in Disneyland, and kind of go through like the experiences of being in Disneyland through the comfort of your own home, but they'll charge you like an NFT ticket, and stuff like that. So there's a lot of potential here that it sounds like Disney is gearing up for to really go all in the metaverse. And I'm wondering how that will affect Facebook stock if Disney kind of like revitalizes their amusement park strategy using Facebook's technology. So I wanted to throw it out to you guys, Mr. Reagan. What do you think of this? Do you think that this is going to be a winner for Disney and for Facebook?
Maybe. Here's the thing. I can tell you exactly why it's not successful right now and why it's not profitable and why everything seems weird and unpleasant. I don't really understand Metaverse. I don't really understand it at all. I don't really know anything about it. I have no interest in learning about it. And I think that's probably true of most Americans. I mean, I follow the news pretty closely. I heard about this meta stuff. We started calling it like I don't know, various jokey names, talking about how Zuckerberg is just like. I mean, did you guys see that promo thing he had for Meta? It was really cringy. Like, that was the only really big news story about Meta. It was like Zuckerberg is just making a fool of himself, and we all kind of laughed at him, and then we just dismissed it. However, I think it's a lot like any emerging technology. I remember when they first had touchscreen, like monitors and stuff, and they didn't work very well, and it was just too soon. When Google Glass came out, there wasn't any really good use for it, and everybody was weirded out by it. And you couldn't like wear it in certain restaurants and stuff because people thought it was creepy. So emerging technology always does have this kind of like growing pains thing where it you've got to find even the internet itself. You remember the internet bubble in the 90s during the Clinton years, and then the bubble burst and everybody lost money, and it was all a big disaster because they couldn't really figure out how to monetize content online very well. And the same thing is going to be true with this. Like if you we probably will end up in a society in which everyone's running around with Google Glass, you know, with enhanced reality all around us. And this is probably going to happen. I mean, as the technology progresses, and we're going to find ways to monetize that, and it'll eventually get there. I mean, maybe it won't be Facebook. Maybe it'll be some other company. Maybe it won't be Google. Maybe there'll be, somebody who we don't even know who it is now that'll come out of Princeton or something with an awesome version
Well,
of this.
Book, how close do you think we're at to the Ready Player One level where people will just stay in their homes to go to Disneyland, just put on like the VR suit?
Closer than we hope or think, for sure. Like Mr. Reagan's right. This might be the pets.com of this technology. They might not hit it out of the park right out of the gate, but they're going to get there, right? I am not going to criticize it. I do not want to be the, the 90s talk show host making fun of Bill Gates when he says you're going to be able to shop on your computer like hardy har har. Gen Xers laughing at the metaverse in 2022 is going to be boomers laughing at the internet in 1995. I said the only way I am going to do that is if I can make my own NFT of me as an old man mocking the metaverse in 2022 to sell to late stage Zoomers so they can ironically hang it in the virtual apartments they live in the future.
You're going to get rich off your own humiliation. I love
Absolutely. It. Yes.
Well, Tom, you're big on Bob Chapek and Disney and insider stuff. How do you think the metaverse is going to affect their bottom line and their park division and all that stuff?
Honestly, I mean, these guys might have a better concept of the whole metaverse thing than I do. I have no real idea what it's all about, but I do know that I kind of agree with this whole thing with like, yeah, if I laugh at it now, I'll probably be the boomer who gets laughed at 20 years from now because it's the next thing. I mean, never underestimate these kind of things in technology. The park system does need an upgrade. Chapek is, he comes from the park side of things. So I'm sure if there's something that this is really like something that's going to be anything, that I'm sure he'll be up on it. As far as the Zuckerberg business and stuff, though, I'm not up to speed on it, so I can't really comment on all of it.
Well, I think that the potential for a kind of like, what do they call it, blue ocean or some type of like disruptive technology that changes the way that we interact with theme parks is there, and I think Disney's going to be leading the charge on that.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to be utilizing the Facebook stuff to do it. And as much as I hate Facebook, the metaverse is some game changing technology. I know that all the growth in crypto right now, because the crypto market has crashed, is in the metaverse space, especially with the games, because you have these persistent things that incorporate NFTs and the buying of land and like all this other stuff. You can play games to like earn money essentially. There's all types of like really inventive, disruptive ways that you can utilize this technology that we haven't even scratched the surface of yet.
You're gonna have to teach me how to do that, Matthew. You need to teach me how to get rich off the metaverse.
Yes. Join us next Thursday as we shift to a crypto-based live stream. Me and Mr. Reagan and other people who have no idea what they're talking about. The idea here is I really think that Disney is going all in on this metaverse concept, and it'll be interesting to see like what broader effects that has to do with their studio. Like, because the whole thing about the metaverse is, imagine instead of going to a theater to see a movie, you're in your home and you have your Oculus on and you get a 360-degree immersive experience in a movie where you're actually like seeing stuff blow up behind you and you're basically there with the actor as they're going.
Well, I will say I have these headphones in, or one of my other like 6 sets of headphones in, at almost all times in my life now. If I'm working out, if I'm watching TV, if I'm on a call, I almost always have headphones in now. And so the jump from that to some kind of VR experience, I don't think is that crazy.
Well, it's even, it doesn't have to be that technical either. Where, you know, if you have your phone and you're at a Disney theme park, you know, you can tell your kids, okay, stand right here, and then you take a picture, and Mickey Mouse is like right there with your kids, you know, in some type of augmented reality thing. So like, you know, when you go to watch the shows at Disney, like at Epcot or like whatever, or if you're going on a ride, you whip out your phone, you see um, even more cool stuff on the rides than they can do like in the physical world. So like there's so much potential there for just like expanding what is possible in entertainment, especially like, you know, live action entertainment, that it'll be interesting to see like how that goes, especially like you know, with new technology, the real money is always made in the accessories, because it's kind of like the headphones, right? uh, they make more money off of those Bluetooth earbuds than they do like kind of like selling the phones and shit like that.
Kind of
But
like game systems and selling the games. Yeah.
exactly, it's like with the gold rush. You know, the people who sold the tools made all the money, as opposed to the people who were mining the
You give
gold.
away the printer, but you sell the ink for $1,000 a
Exactly.
cartridge.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like, you know, can you imagine that once the metaverse, once these companies go on to the metaverse and start doing these things, you're going to have a retread of the Google glasses by like other providers. But you're going to get that, you know, virtual reality experience just through like the regular glasses. So like, there's going to be all types of weird stuff that's going to be popping up because of people going into the metaverse. And I think the biggest thing driving it is probably going to be like NFTs and the ability to play games to actually earn real money. That could be like a big thing as well.